The injury of a police officer, of course, reminds us of the bravery of our police service, and they run towards danger as the rest of us would run away. And I want to express my thanks to the police for what appears to me to be the very calm and professional way that they responded to this incident, and undoubtedly ensured that a very, very serious incident didn't become much worse. But I want to thank all of our emergency services, because they will all have contributed to the response this afternoon. Clearly, investigations are ongoing. The police have just confirmed that at this stage they are not treating this as a terrorist incident. But of course, there are still details yet to be determined, and I would urge the public to follow updates from Police Scotland and not to share information that is unconfirmed. This is a serious situation, and none of us need to make it worse by sharing speculative accounts of what happened.
When did you become aware of this incident this afternoon, and is there any more you can tell us about discussions that you've had with Police Scotland and other agencies?
I became aware literally the moment I stepped off the podium, having done the daily update on the COVID situation. My office was there waiting to tell me what they knew at that time, which was very little. Over the course of the afternoon, I've had updates from the Justice Secretary. I've also spoken directly with the Chief Constable, and the information I'm able to share with you is information that has been shared with me by the Chief Constable. I've had a brief conversation with the Prime Minister as well this afternoon, who wanted to obviously express his concern and his sympathies to those who've been caught up in this incident. This has been a dreadful afternoon for the City of Glasgow, particularly for those who have been directly involved, those injured obviously, but there will have been people who witnessed this afternoon, particularly in the location of this incident, quite horrific events. And I think I will not be alone across Scotland tonight in thinking of everybody who has in any way been affected by what unfolded.
I appreciate you said you don't want people to be speculating, but we are hearing reports that this involved a hotel where asylum seekers had been housed, and we have seen protests in Glasgow over asylum seekers' rights in the last few days. What more can you say about that? We're hearing the Scottish Refugee Council saying that they were very worried about that.
Of course people are worried, and yes, people have an understanding of the location and what that location has been used for in recent times. But beyond that, I don't think it is helpful for people to speculate. Clearly there have been some tensions in Glasgow, as there have been in other parts of the UK in recent times. But I want to send a message to people across Glasgow and across Scotland. When dreadful things like this happen, they shock all of us to our core, but above all they should remind us of what unites us and not what divides us. Glasgow is my home, it's the city I live in, it's the city that I represent, part of in the Scottish Parliament. The people of Glasgow are wonderful people, and I'm sure tonight there will be a sense of coming together in the city of Glasgow, and all of us reminding us what unites us as human beings. The whole country, the whole world is going through a really tough and traumatic time at the moment, and this is an opportunity, and it's a time to think of each other and the care we owe each other, and that's what I think every decent person across Glasgow will be doing this evening.
We have seen those protests. What would be your message to people in Glasgow and elsewhere in Scotland regarding that as we go into the weekend? Look,
let's all keep calm. People should not be gathering together right now. We live in a democracy. People have the right to peaceful protest, but we still face a potentially deadly virus. People should not be gathering together. But right now, in Glasgow in particular, as well as the threat from COVID, we have 6 individuals who are seriously ill in hospital as a result of a horrific incident that's taken place. So all of us should bear them in mind, bear their families in mind, and focus on making sure that we are thinking of all of those great things that bring our city together. And I know so many people across Glasgow, and I know that's what the majority will be doing. Tonight, our thoughts should first and foremost be with the 6 individuals who are in hospital, and our thoughts and our gratitude should be with our police officers, particularly that police officer who sustained injuries, trying to keep the rest of the public safe, and let's focus on thinking of them.
And the police are saying that there is no immediate threat to the public. And what is your message to the public? This is an alarming situation that's unfolded. People may be very worried about that.
Well, look, I think there's 2 things to say beyond saying, of course, people are worried and upset. These are incidents that shock all of us and leave a sense of anxiety in their aftermath. And I understand that as a resident and a citizen of Glasgow. I share that as well as empathise with it. But I would say two things. The police, through their professionalism and calm handling of this, contained this situation relatively quickly, and even as many of the other details that we now know weren't known, the police were able to say that they had contained the situation and there was no ongoing threat to the public, and I think that's the first thing to say by way of reassurance. Secondly, we don't know all of the details, we don't know what has given rise to this incident, but the police have just in the last couple of minutes confirmed that their assessment now is that this is not a terrorist-related incident, and I hope that will give some reassurance to people, not just in Glasgow but across Scotland.
As you say, the police confirming it's not a terrorist incident. When do you expect to get another update from the police? What will you be doing for the rest of this afternoon and this evening? Will you be making your way to Glasgow?
Look, the police have to be allowed to get on with their job, and I think in a situation like this, that's the most important thing I can do. My job as First Minister is to make sure they have all the support that they need. I will expect to be kept updated on an ongoing basis of any developments, and on an ongoing basis, not just tonight but over the weekend. And if there is information that needs to be shared with the public, that will be done by the police, or where appropriate by me and by the government. But this is a situation that has undoubtedly shaken Glasgow today and shaken Scotland today, but the police have dealt with it. There is no ongoing threat to the public. The assessment is that it is not a terrorist-related incident. That said, there are 6 individuals in a critical condition as a result of injuries that they have sustained, and all of our thoughts and good wishes this evening should be with them.